Hello, you're watching GW. I'm Azin Jamir bringing to you the top stories of the week and now the headlines. 3 personnel of the 10th NABIR Nagaland police were among several others who succumbed to alleged heat stroke in Bihar while on election duty. At least 40 people have died and over 2 lakh people have affected across the northeast after flash floods, heavy rains and landslides triggered by Cyclone Remal over the last 4 days. 2 persons accused in an alleged road rage incident on May 18 in Kohima and the subsequent death of 1 victim the next day have been forwarded to judicial custody. And now the news in details. 3 personnel of the 10th NABIR Nagaland police were among several others who succumbed to alleged heat stroke in Bihar while on election duty. In addition, at least 4 other personnel were reported to have been hospitalized as Bihar and North India reels under a severe heat wave. According to sources, the personnel were on duty in the Rafah district as the last phase of polling for the 18th Lok Sabha election took place on June 1. The deceased have been identified as Constable Akang Luba Ao, who passed away on May 26, Havildar Nike Isumi, who succumbed on May 31st, and Constable Witalu Jakasang succumbed on June 1st. On learning the news, Deputy Chief Minister and Home Minister Y. Patton expressed his condolences to the bereaved families while stating that police personnel who died on duty will be remembered for their tireless devotion towards the force and country. At least 4 people have died and over 2 lakh have been affected across the northeast after flash floods, heavy rains and landslides triggered by Cyclone Remal over the last 4 days. Insistent rain and landslides have left parts of the northeast isolated as floodwaters have submerged railway tracks. The Northeast Frontier Railway has cancelled express, passenger and goods train bound for South Assam, Tripura, Manipur and Mizoram since May 20th as floodwater inundated railway tracks across the region. Flash floods in Assam have affected thousands in 9th district as Kopili River, which flows through Assam and Meghalaya, 15 flowing over the danger mark. Over 35,000 people have been moved to relief camps in Assam. In Manipur, 3 people have died while rescue operations are on to assist the thousands affected by the flood. The state has declared public holiday on May 31st as floodwaters have entered areas in capital Imphal. In Mizoram, 27 people have died while search operations are on to locate several others missing after landslides. 4 deaths and damage to more than 40 houses have been reported in Nagaland aftermath of the Cyclone Remal. Cyclone Remal boomed the coast of West Bengal and Bangladesh, making landfall around midnight of Sunday with devastating wind speeds. The 2 persons accused in an alleged rage incident on May 18 in Kohima and the subsequent death of 1 victim the next day have been forwarded to the judicial custody. According to police sources in Kohima, the accused persons were forwarded to the judicial custody last week and the investigation is still going. 2 individuals, Nezesoto Keri, 24 years, and Kretonyo Wori, 25 years, were arrested after Gejalile Lawrence Misalho succumbed to his injuries on May 29 following an incident alleged to be a case of violent road rage in Kohima on May 18. The incident reportedly occurred at the Pulpari bus or taxi stand junction at around 4:40 p.m. In the CCTV footage widely circulated in the aftermath of the incident, the co-passenger of the victim, reported to be the son of the deceased, was seen to be physically assaulted by the accused. In connection with an FIR lodged at North Police Station, Kohima on May 19, the accused were booked under various sections of the Indian Penal Code, including murder, section 302. Other sections as charged against the accused are 323, 325, 352 IPC dealing with punishment for voluntarily causing hurt or grievous hurt and assault or uses criminal force to any persons otherwise stand on grave and sudden provocation given by that person. In a counter move after recently ousted as Atukilon's Ref GBRN NSCN and Kito Vichimomi spoke of the recent political developments that led to his impeachment by the alleging that the charges against him were numerous cooked up issues which are considered unconstitutional by a group of vested interest people. The GBRN NSCN Unification National Hoho, convened by Kitovi's supporter, has held at his residence at Model Village 5th Mile, unanimously elected Major Retired RM Lota as a president, Chenyam Konyak as a vice president, Chongshiwati Ao as a deputy Atukilonser, Brig Kiyehe Yepto as a commander-in-chief army, and Brigadier Yekoto Chimomi as deputy commander-in-chief. The HOHO also adopted several resolutions wherein the House unanimously denounced the April 21, 2024 meeting resolution by few vested interest members wherein Nkitovi Jamomi was unconstitutionally impeached as state articulancer. The House declared it null and void and affirmed that the October 31, 2022 decision whether Nkitovi was unanimously elected as articulancer for 6 years after October 21, 2018. The House also reaffirmed full support under the dynamic collective leadership of Major Retired RM Lota, Chenyam Konyak, and Nkitovi Jamomi and Chongshawati Ao to lead the government in bringing an honorable, acceptable, and enduring solution to the vexed Indo-Naga political issue. Addressing the GBR and NSCN National HOHO, Nkitovi accused the Commander-in-Chief Naga Army Samson and dissenting members of the orchestrating his impeachment on April 21st, just before the 2024 budget session. He accused Samson of dictatorial leadership and financial misconduct. Nkitovi cited that he was impeached due to his opposition during the 2022-2023 budget session of the government's allocation of rupees 45 crores over political missions to Delhi and rupees 2 to 3 crores to civil society functions. Israeli airstrikes killed at least 35 Palestinians and wounded thousands in an area in the southern Gaza Strip city of Rafah, designated for the displaced Palestinian Health and Civil Emergency Service, the official said. The Israeli military said its air force struck a Hamas compound in Rafah and that the airstrike was carried out with precise ammunition and on the basis of precise intelligence. It took out Hamas chief of staff for the West Bank and another senior official behind deadly attacks on Israelis, it said. The IDF is unaware of reports indicating that a result of the strike and fire that was ignited, several civilians in the area were harmed. The incident is under review. Spokesperson for the Health Ministry in the Hamas-run Gaza, Ashraf al-Qidra, said 35 people were killed and dozens others, most of them women and children, were wounded in the attack. The strike took place in Al-Sudan neighborhood in western Rafah, where thousands of people were taking shelter after many fled the eastern areas of the city, where Israeli forces began a ground offensive over 2 weeks ago. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was convening his war cabinet later on Sunday to discuss continued operations in Rafah. Israel argues that the UN court's ruling allows room for some military action there. Rafah is located about 100 kilometers 60 miles south to Tel Aviv. Israeli tanks have been propped around the edges of Rafah near the crossing point from Gaza into Egypt and have entered some of the eastern districts, residents say, but not yet entered the city in force since the start of operations in the city earlier this month. Well, that's it for this week's top stories. For more news like this, you stay connected to Global Window. Good night.